So the 21st century continued progress and challenges. So growing representation. As I have mentioned earlier, in 2021, women held 25% of the world's parliamentary seats, a significant increase from previous decades, yet this still represents a small fraction of the political power across the globe. US Congress in 2021, 118 women were serving in the US Congress, the largest number in history. Notable modern leaders, we have Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand, known for compassionate crisis leadership, and Kamala Harris of United States of America, the first female vice president of the US. For the continued challenges, gender bias, women in politics still face criticism based on their appearance, work life balance. Politics remain a male dominated arena, and women often face the added pressure of balancing career and family, especially in countries where traditional gender roles are expected. Lastly, violence and harassment. Women in politics are at greater risk of gender based violence, harassment, and intimidation both online and offline.
So now let's proceed to our third keynote speaker who will discuss about why women's political representation matters.
Hello, am I audible po?
Yes po.
Okay, so now that previously it was discussed about the pioneers, female empowerment movement, as well as it was discussed the female political figures in the Philippines, as well as the mid 20th and 21st challenges when it comes to the political aspect. Now I'm going to discuss why women political representation matters. So starting with the uh, inclusive and diverse governance. Women bring different perspectives in the table, often advocating for policies that prioritize healthcare, education, and family support. So we have to understand that every human have their own perspective, have their own way of doing things. And if we try for a patriarchal society, what about the other half of our society? Like of course, we would be curious as to how the other half of the society, the woman, have to offer for the world, for the society. That is why we should advocate for a more gender neutral politics to empower women to take position in our politics. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but we have a program here by Lenny Robredo, the Angat Buhay program. This program talks about um, basically providing education for people in need. And this program includes two other programs, which is the Bayan Ko Teacher Ko, BKTK, which aims to improve the reading skills of grade 2 students, as well as the Angat Buhay Center for Disaster Preparedness and Response. I don't know if you heard about the news or article about that, where they post about pictures donating goods, evacuating the people that were hit by the typhoon. So yes, so those are some of the examples or program policies that we should advocate for. Okay, so next is leadership style. Female leaders are often seen as more collaborative, empathetic, and inclusive. These leadership traits have been shown to improve problem solving and create more positive political environment. So, of course, one example is our former Vice President, Lenny Robredo. Her values, her mindset, and even from if you did your research, she did a lot of programs, policies that help a lot of Filipino people. Even with a limited amount of funds, she contribution to make a huge change in our society. And lastly, inspiring future generation. When women lead, they set an example for future generation of women to engage in politics. female leaders inspire young girls to break through barriers and see themselves as capable of leading nations and communities. So, um, before, back ages and ages ago, we used to live in a patriarchal society where only men used to lead. But now, as time goes on, up until to the present, more and more women are now sitting in places of political power. So, the more that we encourage this kind of cycle, the more that more young girls are able to dream of being able to sit on the political power on the government. So, we are also able to eradicate the gender stereotype, kumbaga, when it comes to just like how there are jobs that are said to be only for men or only for women. This last able to eradicate that kind of idea, that kind of bias culture that pag, when it comes to a job, it shouldn't have any gender restriction. So if you want to be a fisherman or someone in political power or even an engineer, it shouldn't be affected by your gender whatsoever. So next slide po. Okay, so in our last topic, we have advancing equality in politics. So what can we do both as a person in society, as a student, or as a person in general? These are some of the things that we can do to support female candidates and political leaders. So, if you think that they are uh, capable and fully deserving of that position, vote for them. But if you have this kind of bias opinion that they don't deserve this position because they're a woman, then we should eradicate that idea. We should see them more than their gender. But at the same time, if you think that they are capable naman, they are responsible, you do their research, and they are a woman, then you should vote for them. The more women that are in political power, the more that we become a uh, gender equality society, empowering society. So next is advocate for policies that promote gender equality and equal opportunity in politics. So of course, we have just like in the Philippines, we have here policies trend when it comes to gender equality, like Magna Carta for Women, protecting women from discrimination and abuse, the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment or the GEWE plan in the Philippines, the Sustainable Development Goals included there, gender equality, right? And we have the Gender and Development Program. So these are policies or programs that advocate for gender equality as well as equal opportunity for both gender and also protects a woman from abuse, violence, and harassment. So if you think that this said political group advocate or fully support this kind of programs or policies, or even plan to make more policies or programs similar to that in the future, then vote for them. So I'd try to advocate for those. And lastly, challenge gender stereotype and biases whenever we encounter them. So it's hard to not encounter a specific situation that often involves gender stereotypes. So if you see someone being discriminated by their gender or restricting them because they're a woman, try to stand up and try to do the right thing. Okay? So that will be all for my part. Thank you.
Thank you for that enlightening discussion. As we near the conclusion of our webinar, it's time to recognize the invaluable contributions of our speakers. So these certificates symbolize our gratitude for their time and dedication to advocating for women's leadership and empowerment.
So before we officially close this webinar, let's capture this wonderful moment with a group vote. So guys, can we request for everyone, especially for group 1, to open their cameras?
So, if possible, share your cameras and let's commemorate this meaningful event together.
So,
Sorry, te. Hindi ako nakapag-earphones. Nakapag-earphones.
so one, two, one, two, three. Smile. May possible po ba na mag-screenshot?
Ayan.
One, two, three. Smile. Tapos,
So that wraps up our today's webinar. On behalf of Group 1, thank you for joining us as we celebrated and explored the transformative role of women in politics.
we hope you found today's discussion enlightening and empowering, and let's continue to advocate for gender equality and support women in leadership. Have a great day ahead. Thank you everyone for participating in this webinar.
Thank you, everyone.
po. Guys, pwede isang SS pa.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po. Thank you po sa pag-participate.
Yung nasa gilid.
Okay.
Parang mahal. Guys, open cam ulit kayo. Mabilisan na lang. Isang SS pa.
Yung Group 1.
Wala. Ayan. Sino pa po? Tayo lang ba? Go. One, two, three. Ingat. Thank you po.